ka naman or touch.
Touch!
Oh, kanina birthday yan?
Bongga.
May sitting.
Kanina birthday?
Sitting. Asawa ng classmate ko nasa Luton.
50 years old.
Yeah, sa Luton.
Legend.
Luton.
Sa Facebook? O naka-live stream pa rin? Hindi.
So I'm just waiting for
Sino yung dalawang
approval.
nanonood?
Ako yung isa dyan, sir.
Oo, may tatlo na. Abutin ng 10,000.
Live selling.
Abutin ng 10,000.
Ayan, start na tayo.
Para...
Okay, game tayo. Ayun, naka-live. Naka-live tayo sa YouTube and then naka-link sa Facebook as well. So yun. Welcome sa dalawang viewers. Tapos isa pa si Paolo, no? Ayun. Siguro mag-start muna tayo pakilala muna tayo.
Yes.
Magpakilala bakit tayo nag-gather. Pakilala muna tayo. Sige. So I've gathered them because they're from the UK as well, same as my family. Me and my wife and my daughters. We're from the UK initially. Then we moved here to the US to, have some kind of, sabi nga nila, better.
Greener pasture.
A greener pasture. But yun, kaya kung nag-gather sila, they do have probably the same sentiment or probably a little bit different experience from coming from that country to another. Pero yun, start tayo. Alright, so I'm JR. And so I started as a nurse in the Philippines for some few years, probably 2-3 years, and then I went to the UK, practiced there for 5 years, and then I moved to the US, and now I'm here, yeah. So yung transition ko from the Philippines going to the UK, papunta dito sa US, medyo hindi ganun kadali kasi nga I came from a poor family. So talagang lahat ng move ko talagang kailangan kong alam mo yun, gumalaw na para bang hassle talaga, as in sobrang hassle para sa akin, but eventually I'm here, so very thankful that this happened na nagkaroon ng opportunity. So yun, so let's move on. I do have guests. I have a total of three. So I got Sam, John, and Alex. So
Hello.
punta tayo kay Sam. So what's your story?
My story, so, hello guys. The name is Sam and I'm a nurse as well. So basically I started, in the Philippines, and then my first abroad experience was in Libya for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I went to the UK and I stayed there for 6 years since 2016. And then ngayon nandito na. So
Yeah.
I didn't really have the plan initially. Well, I had the American dream before, but since I've already been in the UK for quite a long time, I didn't really plan to go to the US any longer. Not until I got married to Alex.
Yep.
And he had a plan on coming to the US. So I said, maybe it's time, let's give it a try and see. So yun. So I worked in Brighton, so Royal Sussex County Hospital for more than 5 years in the ITU. Well, they call it
ITU, yeah,
ITU.
tama.
Yeah.
ICU, ITU. Yeah, no.
in the UK. So yeah, so doon lahat yung main trainings ko. I mean, in the UK, maganda ang training. Pinag-aral nila ako sa Brighton University for a year. And then, so
the
doon,
critical course.
critical care course, yes. All free of charge. So,
Yeah.
madami kang, like, career advancement, educational advancement, like, it was all provided to me
Nice.
dun sa UK. And then now, I'm just about to start my new job here.
In ICU?
In ICU as well.
Wow.
So that would be around November, end of November.
Yeah.
So yun.
But how did they accept your application? Like, did you have to say that you practice in the UK in an ITU setting? Like, would they mind if your background is from another country?
So they would the main thing when you're applying for a job here as a nurse is that your previous experiences should all be registered experiences, meaning in the country that you have practiced in,
Mhm.
you should have had registered to their registration body as a nurse
Mhm.
before you've practiced. Like my Philippine experience, Libya and the UK were all accounted for
Yep.
as registered experiences. So I did not start from like a
From scratch.
basic graduate nurse pay. So yung pay ko is kinount talaga nila lahat yung experience ko, which is quite good.
Yeah.
So yun, and yes, I think similar din kay, how about the other guys?
All right. So let's move on to Sir John. Sir John, coming from Ireland, wasn't it?
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. So still a part of the UK. And then you moved to London. So correct. So how did you end up deciding to move to the US?
Actually, it's my wife who's a nurse
Uh-huh.
who applied here.
Uh-huh.
So, kaya nasama ako.
Alright.
So, at saka yung pamilya namin. Kasi
Okay.
yung may dalawa siyang kapatid na nasa New York City.
Okay. The reason why natanong ko para lang ipakilala kita kagad na ganun yung ano. So you're in the Philippines. You're
Yeah, I'm in the academe. I
Yeah.
used to teach in the university. And then when napunta ako sa Northern Ireland at first because doon yung asawa ko.
Yep.
And then doon sa Northern Ireland, hindi ako nakapag-teach kasi yung UK at saka yung Philippines magkaiba yung
educational.
education system nila.
Yeah.
So not yung mga trabaho ko doon not related to teaching.
anymore.
And then the same thing happened when we left and moved to London.
Is it now we're doing? Let's say if they're gonna ask you to go to school and then finish whatever.
I think
your-
they will do some.
Yes.
There's a there's a department under the Department of Education in the UK na they will accredit your academic records in the Philippines. But my problem there is like siguro iba talaga kasi may malilit akong bata nun.
I see.
Maliliit pa yung mga anak ko then I have hard time finding yun paano mag-aral.
Yeah.
Kasi ako yung asawa ko kasi yung full-time
Full-time nurse.
So ako yung like part-time ko nagtatrabaho, nagbabantay ng bata.
Mga bata.
Yeah. So,
Alright. And then when you moved here, what's your ano yung nature ng trabaho?
Oh, well, when I moved here, well, it's not teaching. It's not teaching again. It's like more on not so related to teaching. It's now drafting a plan for a telecommunication company.
Okay.
So totally like
Different.
opposite
Yeah.
from what I used to do back home.
But so paano ba? Ano yung naging attribute mo na nadala mo dyan sa current work mo?
Like, what do you mean?
Like halimbawa, coming from the academe, ano pa yung mga nabitbit mo na sa tingin mo naging advantage mo? That you're utilizing
Well, siguro
right
isa
now?
lang dun is yung Excel na alam kong
Ah,
gawin.
gotcha.
Kasi may
Computers.
yeah, sa computer talaga.
Gotcha.
So, pero yung drawing wala ako doon. Yun. Pero kami kasi may data kaming handle. So, doon through Excel we do it.
Alright.
Yun.
So yun, and let's move on to Alex. Alex is a partner of Sam, and he's actually the one who applied to go to the US. Kasi hindi, actually first time kitang na-meet, ako kung naalala mo, we did NCLEX at the same time. I was at your back. Yeah, we were in a queue. I was at your back, and I recognized you. After some time when we attended Ray Raval's job interview, recruitment kind of event.
Yeah.
And I was like, I actually greeted you, but you were like, sino to?
Back in London.
Hindi siya, ano, parang hindi siguro, I'm not, parang hindi na ano yung face ko, hindi siguro na.
No
So this was
facial-
back in London. No?
This was back in London. So,
facial recognition
Oh, yeah.
technology na hindi mo mabara.
sino ba to? Parang ganun. So yun, sino nga ba si Alex? Sa,
Yes, my name is Alex and I was a nurse for almost 10 years.
Takpan yung mukha mo.
I first became a registered nurse back in the Philippines, and then I jumped working abroad. And my first job was in UAE, and then from UAE I transferred to UK, and then from UK I transferred here in the US.
so as of the moment, what are you doing?
Well, at the moment I just started new work in the hospital
I
in
see.
the US.
Alrighty. Napaka-exit. Ayun,
Dapat pala sabihin natin kung nasa part tayo ng US. It's such a big country.
Nagtatago ako eh. Hindi, joke lang. Ayun, so, ayan, since napagpakilala na tayo, we are actually live here in Syracuse, specifically in downtown.
Syracuse.
Yep, the downtown of Syracuse. So the title of this session is Across the Pond, No Holds Barred.
Yes.
Ayun, no holds barred. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na no holds barred. Sasabihin na namin yung mga na magra-run kami or what. Hindi,
No.
hindi naman. Ang ibig ko lang sabihin doon is kung paano namin ilalabas yung ano ba yung sa tingin namin naging realidad para sa amin. So yun yun. Kaya naging no holds barred. Wala kaming sinasabi na tama itong sinasabi namin. But then again, para sa amin, ito yung realidad. Ito yung na-experience namin, na sinishare namin sa iba. Hopefully, makatulong sa iba kung meron mang nanonood or what. But the goal is, siguro, catharsis or para mag-ventilate din kami kung ano ba yung mga, yun nga, yung mga hassle namin in everyday life namin pagdating namin dito sa bago naming country. So, yun. Alrighty, ito yung surprise na parang hingin ko kayo ng thoughts about this information na napanood ko lang kaninang umaga. Yon. Kaninang umaga ko lang medyo na-research kung ano na ba nangyayari sa UK.
Pangmalakasan.
Ayun. So ang first is mauna muna tayo kay Sam. Bali mag-take turns na lang tayo. Kay Sam muna tayo. So ang first na narinig ko sa balita, I think the news came from it's either they came from BBC or ang Good Morning Britain ba is ITV, yeah. And News 5 or News
Yeah, there's
News 5, isn't it?
Channel 5.
Yeah. So yun. It's either dun kung ano man yung channel pinanggaling niya. So number 1, para kay Sam, anong thoughts mo dito? 40% of NHS staff last year left.
40%.
40%. I mean, not 40%, sorry. 40,000 NHS
40,000.
staff left
That's surprising.
last year. And that comprises 11.5% of the total workforce.
So for last year, I am included to that number, I would say.
Uh-huh.
So I last year I resigned around August of last year from my full-time job in Brighton, which was a staff nurse. I would say the job as a nurse, it was fulfilling because I was able to excel in my, I would say I was able to really be lahat ng mga optimal like knowledge as an ICU nurse. Nakuha ko talaga lahat doon. It was a trauma center. But then my payslip wasn't really enough for me. Kaya the moment I got my own visa, after doon ako nag-resign.
I see.
After na nakuha ko
Visa
yung
here.
indefinite leave to remain in
I
the
mean,
UK.
okay.
Kasi because I started for 5 years, I was tier 2 or working visa. So
Yeah.
I was under Brighton as the one who's my sponsor for my visa. So I couldn't really work outside. Not until I got my own indefinite leave to remain. And from there, I resigned. And then I started working as an agency nurse, still in intensive care, but within London areas.
Yeah.
And my monthly salary of like £2,000 became a weekly salary
Yeah.
instantaneously in September last year.
Mhm.
So such a big, kasi masyadong malaki. Ako, hindi naman sa pag-ano, kailangan ko ng pera. Pinaka main reason ba't ako nag-abroad was my need for money. Nothing else. Like, hindi yung mga comfort or pera talagang kailangan ko kasi kailangan namin ng pera.
I got you.
So yun ang ano ko. So I was doing, every month, I was doing like 5 to 6 bank shifts on my regular. So I was doing like 14 shifts in Brighton plus 5 to 6, like 20 days of my life I'm in the hospital working
Yeah.
para lang mapunuan yung mga kailangan kong padala, etc. for my bills and everything.
So the thought that I'm getting from you is that probably you're one of those NHS staff who left because of financial burden, or
Exactly.
they haven't probably met what they should have been getting.
I'm not paid enough. That's what I
Alright.
felt really.
Okay, but that's really terrible. Is it 11.5% or the total workforce left?
That is not
imagine?
surprising because for how many years now, the nurses and even the other like doctors,
Yeah.
so they're all everyone was asking for pay rises and stuff, and it felt like the government was just ignoring them and just carrying on. Then kaya na naman eh, parang kinakaya naman ng NHS without increasing the salary, so why would we
Yeah.
give them extra expense for that salary? They just, so parang ganon. And then the mentality of they could always hire from abroad.
From overseas.
So it's like,
Which is us.
yeah, so kahit umalis yung iba, sasabihin nila na we can get people from India or Philippines.
Yeah, who will start from the
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out daw kay Daryl.
Oy, shout out, Daryl. Kumusta? Yeah, we'll be seeing you. Oy, paano na yan eh? Parating na rin yan in a few.
Ayun, pumunta na siya.
Yeah. So, yan. Shout out, Daryl. Kumusta? Ayan, so for Sir John, ang yung news na nakuha ko is ito. 7 million in England alone is waiting for treatment.
Well,
What's your thought?
well, ang rason niyan siguro, yun ano natin na kahit before COVID, ang dami na talagang backlog
Yeah.
ang UK. Well,
And
na nadagdagan pa dahil doon sa COVID.
Sa COVID. Yeah.
And then, nadadagdagan pa na yung worst I don't know what happens na, kasi, syempre, nagka-shortage ng staff, especially nurses.
Yeah.
Kasi doon sa previous na sinabi mo na umalis yung mga nurses, napunta kung saan, pumunta ng, like, mostly siguro sa US, sa Australia, or sa New Zealand, which offer a better pay
Yeah.
than the UK. Because sadly, I think the problem there is kung magbigay man ng increase ng salary dati yung UK government sa mga nurses, it will not be at par with the inflation.
Gotcha.
So, mas lalo na ngayon, medyo nahihirapan na talaga.
Yeah.
So the culprit is still money. would you say?
Big
Well,
factor, I think.
yeah, because well, as
Is it the sole, or it's just a chunk, a big chunk? Why there are lots of backlogs? What do you think?
well,
Backlogs.
ang ang backlog, well, dati pa kasi may backlog na.
Okay.
Okay.
Pile up.
So
Because of the
because of the pandemic, like before, I used to like go to the hospital for my eyes. Before I'll go there like 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Okay, and then later on they cut that to half. Then they said, okay, I will just see you annually. And then when COVID came, nawala na yun.
Totally.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
total lang.
Have you had any like what is it? Consult?
No, hindi obra yun sa akin.
Ay,
Kasi,
kasi nga
yeah,
kailangan
dapat
i-scan.
talagang i-scan yung
gotcha.
mata.
Yeah.
Oo, kung titingnan. Kasi may problema yung mata ko sa
Back of the eye.
back of the eye na may scratch daw na kailangan tignan kung lumalaki ba siya or lumiliit. So, minomonitor lang.
Ano
So,
ito, macular degeneration?
I have no idea what it is because they couldn't even say
Okay.
what causes it. So,
Really?
yeah, so well, anyway, it's not affecting me
Alright.
well somehow. So,
Mm.
hopefully it stays that way. So, yun.
Okay. So yun. So you've already mentioned about staff going from NHS to private. So na-tackle na natin doon.
Oh, yes.
And should we say, ay tama naman pala, nabanggit mo na pala siguro double, triple na yung salary, no? From
Malayo
NHS to
talaga.
private.
Malayo.
Alright. Would you say you're less, sorry bumalik ako sa'yo ah.
Let's
Would you say you're less burnt out, or do you get to give less effort whenever you're in the private sector as opposed to being in an NHS,
So I
an
wouldn't-
NHS facility?
So I wouldn't say it's. So I'm still working for an NHS facility,
Mhm.
but then I am working paid more. So nung naging agency nurse
Naka-agency ka.
ako, talagang dun ko na feel na
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, so-
Medyo na-miss kita doon.
Yeah.
Agency ka nga pala, you didn't go to a private.
not a private hospital.
I gotcha.
From NHS paid, nagiging agency paid
Agency
ka na.
paid na ako.
Yeah.
Kasi NHS pay is national
Yeah.
wage. So unlike agency, so you're only there when you're needed. So so the main difference there, meron pa din siyang stress levels. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Agency nurse, you're not called when you're not needed.
Mhm.
They can cancel you anytime.
Mhm.
So basically, we are no work, no pay.
I see.
Unlike the NHS, that
Guaranteed.
if you're sick, you're
Yeah.
still paid. You got vacation leaves and stuff. But when I go for a vacation, there's no income coming in. But then I could earn my 4 months. Like for example, comparing to my monthly NHS pay,
Mhm.
I could earn my 4 months in just a month in
Yeah.
agency.
So you might as
So
well do
parang
that.
ganon.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, parang ganon yung ano niya.
Alright. Kay ano naman tayo? Kay Alex. So for Alex, have you ever experienced working in the NHS during winter?
Yes, I did.
Okay. For how many years would you say?
Around like 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years. Mas mahirap ba yung trabaho during winter?
Well, not necessarily in our area because I actually work in outpatient department
Yeah, yeah.
and theater.
I see.
So, but for the wards, I would say an A&E, they have different battles.
Gotcha.
Like what?
During like flu season, did you have a lot of patients?
Volume ng patients.
Yeah.
mas
Kasi that
madami.
happens during winter, right?
Winter.
Yeah, winter. Yes.
The winter pressure. They call it the winter pressure.
Alrighty. And now, what I've learned is that the strike of nurses
Mm.
will happen before Christmas,
Mm.
and most probably, that's gonna be the time when flu or whatever virus will, be everywhere, and most probably that's the winter time considered. And by saying so, ano kaya yung magiging impact nun? What do you think?
Are you asking me? What I
Yeah,
asked?
yeah, I'm asking
Well, there will be super shortage of nurses, and there will be a huge queue of ambulance again A&E. I worked actually in AAU before, next to an A&E, and I know how it feels working in A&E, and have a lot of friends working in A&E. So every year, I think during winter, I mean they're busy, pretty busy.
Workload mo tataas, pero yung dahil nga mag-strike, yung staffing level mo bababa.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. I mean, if I was still in the UK, I won't go to do strike or whatever. Because I felt like, paano kung magulang ko yun? That's how I feel. Paano kung magulang ko or anak ko yung pasyente? We're gonna go to A&E, or we're gonna have a certain type of procedure which is scheduled or hindi urgent. Di malamang-lamang, hindi nila gagawin yun. Kasi nga, priority nila siguro during strike, or kung magkaroon na ng low level ng staffing, siguro ipupunta nila pa rin sa urgent pa rin talaga. Pero yung mga scheduled, yung mga pwede namang ipagpabukas or next month, siguro wala, makakancel. Feeling ko lang ganun ang mangyayari. But then again, paano kaya kung parents ko yung kailangan mag-receive ng service? So parang wala lang, parang mahirap para sa akin na yun. Yun yung naging thought para sa akin na parating nga yung winter, and then there's this strike na parating. So this is another news, another line from the news that I've watched. So it says here, around 300,000 members of RCN, we've already discussed this anyway, is set to go on strike before Christmas season.
Yeah.
And it's the first time in 106 years. What's your thought?
That it happens. Basically, I mean, since 2016 that I've been part of the NHS, people are already complaining. I've already heard my co-nurses complaining of the salary was not enough. So I was single when I was there, and it wasn't enough for me. So I can't imagine people with families, with children, sharing the pay of the NHS within them. That I can't imagine that. But anyway, and then COVID happened, and so we didn't have. So the stress of the nurses has piled up. It's like tumaas, and then now the inflation, and then so nagkaroon ng increase sa pay, pero maliit lang. Diba? You were there as well when they increased, and it was parang
kaya nga sinabi ni Sir John, it's not at par with inflation.
So wala pa din. So parang ang analogy ko is binaband-aidan mo yung malaking sugat.
Gotcha.
Talagang hindi siya gagaling kasi
maliit.
Diba?
Kasi band-aid.
Kasi parang pansamantalang, yung parang lang to pacify the strikes. Kasi nakailang strike na din eh. But this one is the biggest one because I think people are really fed up. And nurses, for example. Kasi RCN is...
And can you imagine?
Union.
You're dormant for 106 years.
Yeah. Well, they weren't dormant, I wouldn't say. Kasi the RCN was still... But this is the biggest wherein you can feel the people joining in.
Yeah.
Because they've done strikes before. But
not as big as this.
Because the people before were like, okay, strike, but like, am I gonna join or not?
Yeah.
But this time, there's like a big force that's pushing people to join in because they are now feeling the effects of ito lang tinatanggap ko, and then ito yung gastusin ko.
Yeah.
Everything is going up. From basic commodities to utilities to rent to everything, and then they're not increasing the salary. And if I'm a regular employee, alam mo yun, dun lang yung bread and butter nila eh.
Would you say you're pro strike?
Definitely I'm pro strike. I'm an RCN member as well.
Alright.
Yeah.
Pero dun, sige. Parang dun tayo medyo magka iba niya. Yeah. Gotcha.
Pro strike ako.
Alrighty. Next for Sir John. So it says here, we're asking, or the nurses are asking for 17% 17% increase.
Huh?
And if it's gonna be given,
I doubt.
You doubt
so
they
it says
give
here,
it.
if it's gonna be,
I definitely doubt.
Yeah,
I mean,
would you? But if it's gonna be given, would you think it would alleviate the backlogs or the NHS itself? Like, ano ba siya? Gagang ba? Sa tingin mo, binigay yung money.
well, kung bibigyan ka agad-agad ngayon, yeah, it helps. It helps lots of nurses. But the problem is, may shortage siya. And you have to hire people from somewhere else, like from the Philippines. And that won't happen overnight.
It
Okay?
takes time.
So it takes time. Like, you have to train them. And then you have to hire them first, and then you have to train them. Hiring them from abroad, I don't know the
How long
process,
the
how
process?
long before.
It will take
And
more
then
than 6
plus,
months.
Yung mga requirements nyo dati. Ano ba yung ginagawa nila?
Yeah,
Yung mga,
we do
Test
IELTS.
exams.
yeah, IELTS. And I don't know, you cannot fast track that unless you cut some of those requirements to fast track the hiring. So there are really many policy changes that they have to do para fast track yung hiring dyan. So, well, it helps kung ibigay yan ng gobyerno, which is I doubt I've said. Okay. Pero yun nga, ang problema kasi may backlog, I mean, may shortage na sa mga number of nurses. So, wala. I mean, it takes time.
Okay.
And I don't think the hiring is the problem. It's the retention.
Mhm.
That's the problem. They can't retain the nurses. It's like a drain. So pag tinaas na yung sahod, may mga tao kasi sa NHS na nasa brink sila ng, am I gonna resign and go private or go, alam mo
Agency.
yun? So nandun sila sa brink na yon. So maybe it will stop those people from resigning. Pag tinaas yung sahod nila, it could kind of medyo isara yung drain kasi sa totoo lang, mas madami nagre-resign kaysa sa pumapalit.
Gotcha. So sabi nga dito, so if ever that the money will be given, so there's not gonna be a strike. So if there's not gonna be a strike, may retain nila yung employment, yung recruitment, the
Sorry to
trainings.
cut you there. I think sa strike naman siguro, there's no work stoppage, I guess.
Hindi naman yung magana.
What they'll do is, for those who are not working that
Oo.
time, I think those
They will
were the one who joined the strike. So, and I've heard in the when was the last time I was watching news? I think hindi naman kasama dun yung sa mga may cancer na mga department.
Yeah,
Walang mag-ano doon, walang
Any
mag-join.
patient care.
Yeah. Yung walang ganun daw.
Okay.
Sabi naman. I mean, they said, they assure na, well, everything's will be in place. Pero yun nga, I don't think may mga work stoppage. Pero ang problema kasi kung nakikita ko is, yung talagang umaalis sa NHS na pupuntang somewhere else.
Mhm.
Or mag-go private or mag-agency.
Oo.
Yun yung problema. Yung retention.
Oh, okay. So let's go to Alex. So it says here, the former health minister has mentioned this. There's no point of doing the strike.
Who?
The former.
What's her
Sino?
name? I forgot her name.
Female. To be honest, I didn't even know.
Okay.
Just search.
I felt like
There's conservative yung under kay Liz Truss.
Less trust? Okay.
So it says here, there's no point of doing the strike as millions are waiting for treatment. So yung sabi niya, ayun, so kapag narinig mo, what's your...
There is coffee. So
Yeah, systems go.
I don't know. Maybe they just need to think of something that could pressure the government without impeding the service. So I would say, I read some articles in an Asian country. Their bus drivers protesting, which they still continue the service, but they don't accept the payments, in which there is no disservice to the people, but there is a damage to the owners.
Because
So-
you're not getting the fair. And
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So I think they just need to think of something that could pressure the government without, disturbance of the services, especially health service.
But in your opinion, what would that be? I mean, do you have like some sort of suggestion?
And the thing with NHS is like the service is free. People don't need to pay for it. But the government is actually has the responsibility to give a, what do you call this one? A budget for that hospital.
Yeah.
So I think what I suggest is that the people who's accepting the budget should cooperate also with the nurses. But I think it's only the nurses who's getting the lower salary. But I don't know. I don't have any idea actually how to do that.
Okay. So yeah. But this is what I've got from Sky News. What they said is that the health secretary has told that the 9 billion, which is the 17% increase, it accounts to 9 billion.
Okay.
They,
Pounds.
they can't afford it. That's what the health secretary said.
I don't
Or in this
believe
kind, yes.
a word of that, but anyway.
They
I
can
mean,
aff-
they can afford us.
they can't afford the increase
We can't. They
of
cannot.
the nurses. I think I don't know, but they can't afford the increase for their ministers.
But-
And
and the
I
thing-
think last year they have like bonuses and stuff, but yeah, it's
And
their prerogative though.
Just to say, to pay me, like for example, I'm one agency nurse.
Mhm.
To pay me, it can pay 4 nurses already. Like, monthly.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can afford to pay me, and I'm like in a shift, there will be like at least five of us in a hospital ICU. And I've worked in a lot of hospital ICUs in London, and that's always the case. So they can afford. I don't think it's millions. I mean, it's millions of pounds going to agency nurses and to the nursing agencies, instead of going to the pockets of the regular employees. If you just increase that, I think it's much better than just.
Rather than getting
Kasi
one
may
versus
pondo
five.
sila eh.
Yeah.
They have the fund to pay the agency, but they're saying they don't have 9 billion to pay
Yeah.
the increase, which is
For the nurse.
such a big B. No? I don't believe that at all.
So yun, so that's yun lang yung naging parang initial na pampainit ko sa inyo. Hindi pa tayo tapos, nagsisimula pa lang tayo. Kaya lang nauna ko yun kasi kanina umaga, fresh na fresh sa akin na sabi ko, unahin ko nga ito. Might as well discuss these things with you guys. But yun, thankfully, okay na mga well-versed kayo sa mga balita ngayon sa UK. Yes. Alright, so ito na talaga yung yung main reason kung ba tayo nag-gather dito. So we're gonna be talking about the factors or your experiences or what's your realities in terms of coming from one country to another, specifically UK to the US. So I got like a list of factors from a blog from foreign.bg. So parang ilang numbers yun, total of 11 factors yung sinama ko. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead with this. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy doon, meron ba kayong kaisa-isang comment sa kung i-describe mo yung UK ngayon? Ano yung UK ngayon? Punta muna tayo doon. Pag sinabing UK, ano sa yung UK? Sa panahon ngayon na nasa US ka na?
I would say crisis.
It's in crisis.
It's a nation in crisis in
Okay.
a lot of sectors.
Alright.
Politically, it's a mess.
Totoo.
Alright. And Alex,
Strong.
is it still? Okay, alright.
Yeah, it's strong.
Alright, it's fighting. Alright, so yun. Let's go ahead with this factors. So number one factor that I got from the blog, it says here, you're moving from one country to another. It's because of environmental factors. Meaning, it could have been the climate, probably it could have been you're avoiding certain calamities or whatnot, like
I mean, the
typhoons.
climate here is worse.
Uh,
So definitely not environmental factors. No?
In terms of snow thickness, wala to.
So mag-start muna tayo kay Sam. Sa tingin mo ano masasabi mo kapag sinabing environmental factors? Naging pro ba or dito sa napuntahan mo na bago?
I think it's the same.
It's about the same.
It's about the same. I mean, I haven't really experienced the
Winter.
proper
Winter.
winter here,
Yeah.
but in the UK, it's almost the same.
Teka, wait
Sana
lang.
experience
So
mo.
you came from Brighton,
Yes,
which is a bit warmer, should we say?
it's windy, so
Yeah, but
it's
Yeah, because it's
seaside.
facing
But
the
it's
English
relatively
Channel.
warmer
Yes.
than the
So it's not basically warmer because
Oh, the wind.
the wind will
From
the
English
wind
Channel.
chill
Gotcha.
makes it a bit colder during the winter. It's really nice during the summer. Brighton, I would say. But then that's what makes Brighton expensive as well because it's a tourist area. And yes. So yeah. Environmentally the same now.
Would you have the same thoughts?
Environmentally.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
Weather.
na-experience mo ba yung mga extreme weather sa UK?
Yeah, I mean, when we were in Northern Ireland, I in 2010, I think they said that's the worst in 30 years.
Like storm?
Yeah, storm, yeah.
Ah.
I mean, that shuts down all the UK.
Yeah.
Airports, well, if you take a look at the satellite picture of it, like all the UK was covered with snow. It's all white. And then when we came to like, after that, wala na. Medyo wala na yung medyong ganun na ganong kalakas na hindi na siya hindi ko na mako-compare.
Yeah,
Kasi nung lumipat kami ng London, medyo wala na, medyo like in 3 days wala na yung snow. After that, 4 days, matagal siguro 1 week, yun lang. Wala na. And then, well, when my wife was interviewed here, I think one of the thing that the first and foremost na sinabi nung interviewer sa kanya sa hospital, sabi niya, alam nyo ba kung gaano katindi yung snow dito?
Mhm.
So, I was there during her interview because she asked the interviewer kung pwede ba ako mag-join. Sabi ko, well, can I say something about that? So, sinabi nung interviewer, yes, why not? Because I was there in a video call. So, sabi ko, well, to tell you, before this interview, nag-Google na ako ng Syracuse.
Yeah.
And I really know, kasi tinignan ko yung weather, na ang kapal pala ng snow dito.
Okay.
So, sabi ko sa kanya, well, we're ready for that. So, we're looking forward for that kasi yan na yun. So, hindi siya parang surprising sa amin na pagdating namin dito, hindi ganun yung winter. Tas, kasi dati din, nakapunta na kami dito in 2016 doon sa New York City na extreme din yung summer nila dito. Yung summer talaga, dito mainit na mainit. Unlike doon sa UK na compared sa dito na summer, mild lang doon, yung parang wala lang.
Yeah.
Dito para yung ang init-init talaga. So yun. So parang extreme dito, mainit masyado sa compared sa UK compared doon sa London.
Yeah.
Mainit masyado pag summer, tapos ang lamig-lamig pag winter. So ang kapal-kapal pa ng snow. So wala, hindi surprising sa amin na ganun yung
So hindi
winter.
environmental.
So this is
yung
So,
going
hindi.
on your favor. Yeah, exactly.
Kasi parang na set na sa mind namin na okay, ganun yung expectation.
worse, no?
But obviously, these are our own experience.
Yeah.
Pag naman nag-US yung iba, hindi naman natin ma-generalize na.
Depende kung saan
Oo,
post
kasi
Oo,
malay
saan-
mo, mas okay yung
Yeah.
experience
climate dun,
nila.
or
Kasi
weather.
ang laki-laki kasi ng US, depende kung saan ka napadpad.
Yep.
East Coast kami, upper New York, so
Yeah. Central New York.
upstate
New
New
York,
York, so yes.
So for Alex, Malamang ganun din ba? Or
Yeah, I have same thoughts with them.
when you came here, was it summer?
So, yeah.
Yeah, and it was nice, isn't it?
Yes,
Nice.
it is
Summer was nice.
They have nice falls.
But when it was us who came here, it's really warm. Like Pinas Pinas warm talaga.
Sobra pa nga eh.
Pawisam. Anyway, all right. So let's move on. Second factor daw sabi is high standard of living. Would you say you got higher standard of living here in the UK? I mean, here in the US or still the UK?
Higher in terms of like
So,
pricey.
It says here, it probably it's cleaner, it's healthier, better quality of life.
I don't think so. For
You don't
me,
think so?
Sa
it's better quality of life in the UK.
In the UK.
Quality of life wise, you got a lot of leave, you've got a lot of vacation, they
Mhm.
want you to go on a holiday.
Mhm.
The air is so, I mean, it's clean. Well, I'm not from
In
central.
Brighton, yeah.
I'm not from central London. I was living in Brighton, the paradise of Brighton. So I had really good kind of quality of life experience. People there are just jogging a lot and working out a lot. Napasama nga din ako noon eh. Kaya lang nabalik ako sa
Na-slide.
sa kain.
Na-backslide. Na-backslide ka.
Pero yeah, maganda ano dyan.
Ayun.
Sa
Sir John.
experience ko.
Well, ikaw, okay, hindi ko ma-compare yung London sa area namin saka sa Syracuse kasi medyo rural to. Tapos highly urbanized area naman yung
Yung
London.
London.
Siguro ika-compare ko kung sa New York City siya. So kung like sa air quality, sorry to say, mas better doon.
Sa UK.
Oo, kasi may control yung like sa exhaust thing.
Mm.
Eh dito wala. Yung air quality wala silang kahit anong gawin mo. Tapos mas maingay dahil nagbubusena yung ganyan. So dito, makikita ko na we're better off here kasi nasa medyo
Upstate tayo.
upstate
Rural.
kami. So tayo.
Suburb.
Yeah.
Oo, so
Suburban.
compare doon sa and then yung like housing rental kung i-compare mo doon sa i-convert mo like the same na
Area.
na
Quality
value
of house.
o value ng quality ng house. Yeah, maganda yung pagkagawa ng bahay doon sa ng titirahan apartment kasi hindi siya yung maganda yung sa noise
Where is it?
sa London.
So
So maganda yung pagkagawa ng apartment. Hindi mo maririnig yung ingay. So
You were
dito
in-
medyo maingay
You
siya.
were in Edgeware?
Yeah, in Edgeware.
Mm.
Maingay siya. Pero yun nga lang, yung sa rental naman,
Magkano
mababa.
binabayaran mo?
Oo, mababa dito. Okay?
Mas mababa dito.
Mas mababa dito compared doon.
But it's
So ano
because...
yung mo doon? Bahay mo doon?
Apartment.
Yung apartment nyo doon is what? 2 bedroom?
2 bedroom, 2 bathrooms. Dito the same.
And you were paying how much?
There we're paying like I think I don't know what that is in dollars.
I think it's
But
in
in pounds.
In pounds we're paying 1.5.
1.5.
Around 1,800.
Oh,
Yeah.
1.7, 1.8.
Yeah, that would be costly.
That's costly.
But now your apartment here.
Yeah, I mean it's still 1.6, but that's in dollars.
And this is a 2 bedrooms.
2 bedroom, 2 bathrooms. Yeah.
And this is in Liverpool?
Yeah, in Liverpool.
Mm. Medyo posh na area.
Hindi naman, pero well, that area also like
It's a nice
recommended for kasi daw yung schools ng mga bata.
Ng mga
district.
bata.
Oo, so yun
School
naman
district.
lang yung inaano namin.
Alright. Pero yung talaga yung hinabol mo? Yung dahil nga school district?
Yeah, yung school district.
Alrighty. For Alex, how would you compare your standard of living from
Quality of life.
UK to here?
Quality of life. But if you could relate it to the employers, I think employers in there have high regards for quality of life of their employee. If you just look at their benefits, for maternity, you have a year for a woman.
Yeah.
Almost 2 months annual leave,
Mm.
which is quite good mentally.
So it's quite good mentally, but would you say it's advantageous to the NHS per se, or
Well, the only problem with NHS is they need to improve the salary of their staff, but they're giving the correct benefits. It's like they're giving the support mentally for the for the nurses. So they're giving them like huge holiday. So they're giving almost last 2 months, almost 2 months.
Mhm.
So that's a lot of rest for NHS staff, which is good.
Ako naman, this is my personal experience. I didn't get to have the full 7 weeks. Yeah.
7 weeks.
Full 7 weeks na annual leave. It's just because I keep on working still. I felt like I had to do it because I got my family and all that. So probably it really depends on your situation at that point in time. Kung yun nga, kung ano ba yung need mo nung ano. Nung time na yun talagang ako talaga yung breadwinner, and then I have to, makaipon kasi goal ko nung time na yun magkaroon ng siguro ng magka-mortgage ganun and whatnot.
So instead of taking
Yeah,
your
instead of-
annual leaves, you're
Most of the time, like
you're
probably
making bank shifts for
Yep.
those.
so
Really?
probably 5 weeks out of those 2 weeks. May mga ganun talagang instances ako na.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think the only time that we traveled for those times is 2019.
Where did you work again?
Prior to I was
In
in
the UK?
Southeast London.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then-
in a small town called Orpington.
What was your situation like? Your house?
It was okay. We live nearby a train station. It's a
Okay.
1-bed flat
And how much were you
and
paying?
cheaper compared to being, in central London. We paid 825, something like that.
It's good.
But that's a 1-bed flat
Mm.
for a family.
So
we were a family of
some
3
like-
initially, and then we've had Ziva, so we turned to
Family
4.
of 4.
But I felt like I really need to step up.
So your monthly, like for example, how much is your budget before? Like for your
like my housing and bills. And stuff.
housing and bills, like everything that
Yeah.
your-
Probably 1,000 will do. Probably.
Really?
But
including groceries and
no, not really.
bills,
No.
expenses for your wife and your kid.
I think if I'm roughly around 1,500, I should say.
And how much do
But-
you regularly
And
have?
that's the thing. I only get to earn 2,200.
That's London, huh?
That's London, yes.
So how much was your high cost allowance
And
then?
that was
500.
15%, I think.
15%.
Yeah,
Kasi
15%
malayo
for us.
siya sa...
Because we're outside London.
Are you outside
if you're
of
in-
M25?
We're outside the greater. No, we're a part of Greater London, but we're outside the.
M25.
No, there's a...
No,
what
we're
they call
outside
this?
the central London.
Yeah, Central
Yeah.
London gets 20%. The further you are from Central, that's how much your high
The
cost allowance.
London
Waiting.
waiting.
Yeah, waiting allowance.
High
So,
cost.
so we just have
allowance.
15% for that.
15 for you.
But even
Okay.
so, I mean,
It's still not enough. Is
it really is not enough. So I had to, make
How many
ends
bank
meet
shifts do
and-
you do?
Oh man, if I can remember, I did 9 consecutive shifts
Oh my
at some
God.
point, 9,
Yeah.
11, something like that.
I've done this.
Just to just to get by, and I
And
felt
how
like
much
that.
do you send to the Philippines?
His family's already here. so-
Kasi ganun eh.
It's
If he needs 1,500, he earns 2,000. You say, he
Yeah.
needs 1,500, make it or break it, kailangan may 1,500 sa pocket every month. So you only have 500.
Yeah.
But you need to send money.
Yeah. So you need to send money.
And you
probably.
need to put something
Yeah.
like in your savings as well.
Savings and stuff.
Personally.
Kaya if we're gonna be tackling about quality of life, my quality of life hasn't been as good as yours, most probably.
Oh.
Because when I was there,
Iba yung
I was
pamilyado, ano.
Yeah,
I
you
was
have your
building a
family.
family.
Yeah.
Baga,
Tsaka mag-isa ka lang
I started.
nag-work.
Yeah.
No, for me, just
Ano
to
ko yan?
cut you.
Yeah.
For me, financially,
Yeah.
worse doon
Oh.
kami.
I would say myself
Worse.
as well.
Kasi,
Not until I became
like-
agency.
parang kami, kasi ako part-time lang. Tapos yung wife ko, siya yung full-time.
Mm.
Yeah.
So yung parang salary niya, parang napupunta lang lahat doon sa, hindi naman lahat, pero yung most of her income goes to the rent.
Yeah.
Plus, ako yung nagbabayad ng council tax,
Yeah.
ako nagbabayad ng kuryente,
Mm.
tsaka tubig.
If I were to ask you, how many years were you there again?
7.
7 in
In
the
London
US.
alone.
In England,
In England, 12.
12 and 7.
No,
What do you mean?
mine is like, because we're
More.
from Northern Ireland.
Yeah, so
So
Northern
total,
Ireland,
mine is 12.
12
Yeah,
years.
so 7 sa London, 5 years sa Northern Ireland.
And syempre, lahat naman tayo nangarap na magkaroon ng sariling bahay
Yeah.
doon, di ba?
Yeah.
But do you think you will be able to afford it?
In
there?
Northern Ireland, we can afford.
In Northern
Did
Ireland.
you
In
buy
Northern
it?
Ireland.
Did-
No.
did you manage?
I think my one problem there is I don't like the peace and order.
Oh,
I
really?
see.
Northern
Northern
Ireland.
Ireland,
Oh.
yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, they have that because they have this still up until now they're like parang hindi ako komportable na yung dalawang yung Catholic at saka Protestant until now they're
Nag-ano pa rin.
nag-ano pa rin sila. Like politically ngayon, sa Brexit, yan yung problema yung Northern Ireland. How what they gonna do with that?
Yeah.
How the UK can get out of the Good Friday agreement they have signed before.
Mm.
Okay, so well, mahaba-habang usapan yan. So let's not dwell with that.
Alright. So yun, let's move on to number 3. So yung third factor now is personal needs. By saying personal needs, it may be like paano ba? Probably
Personal.
hold on. So it says here, some people generally believe that they belong in a different country. And it says here, many times, if you're a minority like us Filipinos coming from a third world country going to the first world, we are considered minorities. So we tend to think that we're needing for a sense of belongingness. So yun. Mas naging at ease ka ba sa UK or sa US?
Oh, definitely in the UK.
Definitely in the UK.
Definitely in the UK.
Ang culture ba natin as Filipinos, mas relatable?
Is that as
Ba-
Filipino or as member of LGBT?
Like if you say you are welcome
Mhm.
as a foreigner, as an
Uh-huh.
LGBT in all senses,
Mhm.
I felt like I was welcome as a human being in
It's
total
more
general.
welcoming there.
in the UK,
Okay.
especially in Brighton where I came. I didn't feel like I was a minority.
Mhm.
Like they treat you, you are a nurse, you're pantay-pantay.
Yeah.
We are on first name basis. Our consultants, we call them by the first names.
Mhm.
They call us back. They speak to each other. We discuss about the plans for that patient.
Yeah.
Ask my opinion,
Yeah.
and they don't ask na, oh, Philippines ka, doon ka
So
nag-graduate.
in short, the respect is there.
The respect is there. You are totally human. Everything, mga needs mo, lahat ng, ang mga patients talagang very very thankful.
Highly ano ka.
Diba?
But is this coming from you not being able to start working, or is it you knowing what's happening with people around you? Are these like experiences of others that you might have heard? Or...
In the US naman, wala din naman ako masyado pang experience, like first-hand experience that
Yeah.
I am rejected
Yeah.
or anything.
I see.
I would say. But then when you like, example like sense of belongingness,
Yeah. You
I
feel that.
really felt like I really belonged in that country.
Alright.
So dito, look
Ngayon,
forward mo
yeah,
pa.
pa lang ako eh.
Look forward mo pa.
I mean,
hopefully.
I belong to the Filipino community. But I mean, I don't feel it yet because I think it's quite early for me to say.
I gotcha.
Mhm.
So for Sir John, same question.
In terms of like yung acceptance and then sense of belongingness sa London, okay, walang masyadong problema doon. Sa Northern Ireland meron.
I see.
Yeah, meron. Kasi
Saan part ka
medyo
ng Northern
racist.
Ireland?
nasa alam mo yung Belfast?
Yes.
Okay, so going towards kami sa Dublin.
So border.
Yung
Papunta
yun,
sa border.
papunta doon. Mga borders siguro sa akin, mga 30 minutes na
I
lang
see.
ride. So, kasi doon, medyo maraming mga racist. So
What's the
na-
worst
na-experience.
experience you have?
You've really experienced
That's
that.
good.
firsthand.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Domino's delivery driver there, and
Uh-huh.
one time I was delivering. After my delivery, I passed by a lake because we have a lake there, and the sunset was really nice.
Mm.
So since parang natapos ko na yung
Round-
trabaho ko na maghatid kasi medyo malapit-lapit lang, so patapos tumatid doon, so medyo advance akong mayroon pa akong oras. So sabi ko, kadaan nga dito kasi maganda yung sunset. So
Yeah.
nag-take ako ng picture.
Yeah.
Eh may mga tao doon.
Yeah.
Isang lalaki, dalawang babae. Tapos sinabi sa akin na parang, ba't ka nandito?
Oh.
Sinagot ko na, may pinagbabawal ba na pupunta ako dito?
Yeah.
Yung parang gano'n. Siyempre,
Grabe,
parang,
no?
di ba? Yung parang gano'n. Sabi niya, well, if you're a foreigner, yung parang you look,
Oh, really?
yung sabi, oo. Sabi,
Wow.
dalawang babae, sabi niya, parang sabi
Oh,
ko,
hold on.
tigilan mo na yan, parang gano'n yan. Pero sabi ko, sa isip ko tuloy, well, the problem here is, kung patulan ko to, people here like them, they know each other very, very well. Kasi
Exactly.
galing sila dito. Like, it's a small town.
Lugar nila yun.
O, lugar nila yun eh. So, sabi ko, makaalis na nga.
Mga
Hindi,
territory.
ayoko nang patulan to.
Are they youngsters or?
Yeah. They're even younger than me.
Mm.
Yeah, they were like siguro mga under 20s.
Mm.
So yun, mga ganun. So like, sometimes mag-deliver ako, sabihin pa na, oh, what, you're late. Sabi ko, what? Titingnan ko oras. Wala, hindi na ako late. So, ano kaya to? Dahil ba sa itsura ko? So, and then paggabi, yung parang maraming lasing, pag sabi man Friday night, Saturday night, sabi ko, I feel threatened, sabi ko, mag-stop na nga, parang hindi worth it na ito lang income ko, tapos
And you engage
may mga
yourself
ganun
to-
yung mga...
Yeah.
Sa London, hindi ko na-experience yun.
Okay.
Pero
Yeah.
saan ka mas belong? Dito o sa...
Dito naman, like, thankfully, yung sa workplace namin ni Paolo, well, wala ko na-feel na may discrimination.
Mhm.
Yeah. It, like, in terms of race, in terms of orientation.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thankfully, napadpad ako dyan na walang ganun na ganun na. Parang, parehas sa London. Yeah.
Alright. As in, you haven't had any
No,
experience?
Hopefully, that
You ring
stays that
more.
way. Yeah.
Okay, Alex naman, have you had any awkward experiences?
No.
Sa
No, I
pasyente.
would say no. Mostly they would just be curious where I'm from.
Mhm.
So they would just ask like, where are you from? But in a nice way.
Yeah.
But I don't take it as a racist stuff.
Mhm.
But I think their society is based on politeness, which is a bit warm.
Mm.
Because I travel a lot, and when I came to UK, it's the first time I hear from an immigration officer to say welcome to UK. That was a nice thing to hear.
Yeah.
When I came in other country, I don't want to mention what country is that. The first thing they would ask you is why you here.
Yeah.
But to hear that in UK, it's like welcome to UK. It's a
How
nice
come
gesture
you're
that these people are polite.
Go back where you came from. Alrighty.
So you mean you feel more belong? You
Yeah,
belong
and-
more
and
in the
there
UK?
is a huge population of Asians. I live nearby London, so I'm always in Chinatown. So I've been in Chinatown
So-
during the height of pandemic, and there is no Asian attacks. I didn't experience Asian attacks unlike here in New York and San Francisco.
No, your personal experience.
No,
Where do you feel more belong?
I would
Where
say
do you feel that you belong?
when in my country, in Philippines.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hindi. Siguro ito siguro yung mas appropriate na question ko kay Alex is, in your workplace, have you ever felt like you belong at all or not? In this country,
Calling.
have you had any like
Like,
have they said anything? Have they given you any remark?
no.
Okay. And
Not experienced.
all right.
Maybe to some other Filipinos or other, but I myself didn't experience any.
Alright. Pero, ano mo lang, opinion mo, saan mo mas malamang ma-experience yung racism? Would it be in the UK or kung nasan ka man ngayon? Sa tingin mo lang.
I don't know. I can't say. It's too
Alright.
early.
Ang hirap naman sabihin
It's
niya.
too early.
Yeah, I think it's too early.
Yeah,
I
it's
think sa
pre-
akin lang,
it's
no?
preempting.
Depende siguro kung dito sa US, depende kung saang state ka.
I see. Oy, mas malalim na siguro yan na explanation kung okay.
Yeah.
Alright. By
cultural,
saying
eh.
depending on the
Racism
state.
is-
What,
At
like,
the same way, I think it's also the same in the UK. Kung saan din
area.
Yeah.
area.
I see.
Yeah.
Kasi na-experience ko din yan sa Cornwall.
Na medyo...
Na shinoutan kami ng go back where you came from.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cornwall, hindi
Depende.
sila masyadong friendly to outsiders.
Mhm.
Not even the same English persons going to Cornwall. They're not really welcoming.
So the Wales that were not so
No,
accepting.
Cornwall.
Yeah,
not Wales.
Of course, Cornwall is...
No,
in
no,
Wales,
that's
no?
different. No. Cornwall is different. Wales is another country. They're in the same area, like west.
Is Wales
It's before Wales, I think.
Wales, Cornwall is England.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
Pero magkatabi yun.
but that's near, right? That's near Wales.
Pero iba ang Cornwall. Parang silang, doon. Tight-knit, doon eh.
Kasi,
Culture.
share ko lang, ayoko nga sanang share but share ko lang, not me personally, but my workmate before in the UK has was called a gorilla by a demented patient.
Well, demented patient naman, di ba? My God, that's not
And
counted at all.
No, but I mean, why would someone call you an animal? I mean, where is she gonna get that?
She's demented.
Yeah, I know. So
We
she's
can't really
demented.
count it. I mean,
So parang yung subconsciously she's saying,
Okay. I got your point.
yeah, she's somewhat
Somewhere.
yeah, parang kinokontrol. Kumbaga, yung racism niya parang kaya pa niyang siguro nung meron pa siyang control eh. Na-filter pa niya. But then again, nung nawala na sa kanya yung filter, you're a gorilla. I mean, I just felt like that's very, very foul in my opinion. But anyway, let's go back to the factors. So factor number 4 is education. Probably si Sir John na lang yung tatanungin ko. Kasi sa'yo nag-apply. How is your children's experience?
Okay. Well, thankfully, sorry to say, but thankfully nag-start sila sa UK
Okay.
academically, because UK is more advanced.
so anong grade sila sa UK?
The same yung nila, yung bale, nung dumating sila dito, 5th grade yung panganay ko, tapos 4th grade yung pangalawa. So ngayon,
Same
6th
here.
grade na, so na-advance. Yung gano'n, pareho din yung equivalency.
Okay.
Pero yung in terms of lessons, especially sa math, medyo advanced yung UK.
So napag-aralan
Oo,
nila
napag-aralan nila yun. Yung mabilis na silang yung basic fundamental operations, mas medyo advanced doon. Ang yung medyo funny, syempre binigyan sila binigyan sila ng state test dito
Yeah.
sa US. Ang taas ng kuha ng mga math nila.
Mhm.
Pero yung pangalawa ko, mababa.
Okay.
Sa yung tawag dito yung parang
May median ba sila?
yung parang normal
Median
something,
grade.
acceptance something na mas mababa doon yung pangalawa ko. Pero yung panganay, kulang na lang ng parang 2 points para maging normal. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, ano ba yung English nila dito? Iba ba sa English ng England?
Oh, you mean English, not math?
Yeah. Sa
Math,
math, walang
mataas
problema.
sila.
Mataas sila. Sa
Pero sa
English, hindi sila umabot. Yung ganon. Yung lalaki, yung pangalawa, medyo mababa pa. Kasi yung babae, kulang lang 3 points yata para siya. Parang sort of pumasa.
Mm.
Acceptable na Sabi ko, ano ba yung ano nila? Well, sabi ko sabi ng auntie nila sa ano, sabi, baka kasi hindi nila hindi sila sanay sa mga
So
ganung
phrases and
mga test. So sabi ko, well, hopefully next year mag-i-improve yun. Mag-i-improve yung English nila. Kasi yung math na walang problema.
and you saying that, what's the repercussion in their
Wala naman, ina-assist lang.
Oh.
Para dito, walang problema yan sa kanila. Ang ano lang is, ma-assist sila kung saan yung
needs
yung
focus.
teacher,
More
saan sila mag-o-ano.
So are they given the instance, are they given extra classes or what's happening?
Kung mababa na masyado na kailangan na ng help, ng intervention, yun.
Okay.
So, yung sa kanila naman, yung mga scores na, hindi pa naman in need yun for intervention.
All right. And that assessment is only for those who didn't
No.
go there.
Lahat.
Lahat
Estudyante.
sila. All right. Okay.
State test yun.
It's like
Okay.
a diagnostic.
Yeah, it's like a diagnostic.
Examination.
Yeah, para makita lang na kung saan at ano ba? Where they are at.
All right.
Okay? Yung in terms of like English competency
Yes.
and math competency.
Okay. So yun, and buti nga nabanggit mo yung sa English kasi my daughter was assessed for English, parang ano niya, yung capacity niya. And she's a kindergarten. And I told the teacher, hold on, I felt like, I mean, she's immature still. So I feel like even though she's doing grammatical errors or she's not doing the phrases in correct order, I felt like she's too young for it. And the assessment went, when was it? Some 3 days ago? Oh yeah, mga ganun. And then, what happened? She failed. She failed the assessment to say that she didn't reach the, parang hindi siya nandun pa sa level na accepted. So, she's gonna be given extra support.
Yeah. Kung kailangan ng intervention,
Yeah.
inaano naman nila. Which is a big help.
Yeah. Which we said, yeah, obviously, we just said yes, because, I mean, we don't get
That
to
also
pay for it
helps,
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go to another factor. So it says here,
Pero libre ba?
yeah,
libre
yeah,
education.
they're free to high school. I
Up
think.
until
Yeah.
To high school, they're free. And then the community college, do they get to pay for that? What do you think?
I have no idea pa dito kung ano
Sa
yung
college ba?
kung ano yung kung
Alright.
ano yung mangyayari next. Kung kailan ba yung mga student loan na yan. We're not there yet.
Okay. So it says here, may skip ako na factor. Siguro hindi ganun ka ano yung impact sa atin in general. Skip ako ng isang factor. Number 6 is family influences. Has anybody in your family has told you to come to the US? How about Sam?
For me, not really. It was my own decision with my partner over there at the end of the sofa.
Alright.
It was more of our. So we were thinking of our plans, future plans for our family, and we thought that it would be more, what do you call this? Beneficial for us to come here financially to attain our goals. But wala. Though marami akong family sa US, mga pinsan, aunts and aunties.
But you didn't even.
But they didn't have any influence on my decision.
I see. How about you?
Influence in the terms of what?
No, he
come.
was
I
asking
mean,
if they told
if
us to come.
Yeah, like if
I didn't
somebody
really
has.
ask them that I'm coming. I just told them, oh, we're coming. Wala akong tinanong na, punta ba kami dyan? Gaya-gaya, wala.
Yeah, I think you already mentioned you got your your wife's sisters.
Yeah, I mean,
earlier.
At first talaga, yung wife ko yung gustong pumunta dito.
I
Hindi pa wala pa yung sister niya.
Mm.
Okay? So isa talaga yun. And then naabutan sila ng retrogression. And then yung mas matindi is yung agency na dati na nagpo-process ng papers niya na bankrupt yun kasi 'di ba wala na silang nade-deploy na nurses dito. So wala silang earning.
I see.
So yung papers niya hanggang nawala talaga.
So she had to restart from
Yeah, have to restart from scratch.
Mm-mm.
So, yung state ang state nga niya dati na is yung Vermont.
Mm-mm.
Tapos parang
Endorse.
ang tawag? Endorse niya.
Yeah.
So from
Yung
Vermont
license niya.
o yung license niya para
Endorse.
mapunta ng New
New
York.
York.
Yun. So, and then when we got married, medyo nawala na sa isip niya yun. And then later on when her sister came, sabi niya para medyo ano na tayo dito, punta ka na.
So merong kumaga to make it short may influence
May
May influence.
may influence. Hanggang sa 2018 nung narinig nila na parami na tapos bumalik na yung ng hiring ng nurses dito. Sabi niya, mag-process ka na ng paper at maghanap pa na ng agency.
Yeah.
So ayun. So kaya napunta na kami dito na. Which is thankful naman kami kasi the presence of her two sisters really helped us to restart.
In terms of financial support, nagkaroon ba?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. So, like, doon na sa UK, wala kaming savings. Yeah, we
Lahat pang day to day, di ba?
hindi daw pag dito rin, kulang pa talaga.
Kulang ba?
Negative yung bali, namin doon, yung income. So, yun. So, pumunta dito, at least may tutulong. Malaki talaga ang factor kasi yung galing kami ng Northern Ireland, pumunta kami ng London na kami lang. Like, wala kaming tulong na nakukuha sa kung sino-sino man doon. Wala. Kasi kami kilala.
Sariling sikap.
Sariling sikap talaga. Nung dito, at least initially may binigay na hindi naman bigay yun. Kasi babayaran yun.
Yeah.
So, it's a big help. Especially if you're starting.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Kay Alex naman, meron bang family member who's told you to do?
It's my
So what
decision.
urged you to come here?
Morning.
As they say in economics, incentive matters.
I'm just curious what's in here.
Is the green,
The green.
So more of the what ifs.
green bills.
More of answering what ifs. So
Yeah.
meron actually dito na para dun sa na yun. Ang next natin na factor is advertisement offer a better life. It says here. So sa tingin mo ba yung US ba ini-endorse ba nila yung sarili nila as mas okay dito? Mas inviting ba sila?
Mas magaling yung advertising agency nila.
Mas parang mas na-entice ka ba nung sila na yung kaharap mo na mga American? Because I've experienced that Ako personally. Because I remember when I've had my interview for the UK employer, parang hindi naman sila masyadong engaged sa akin Parang sino ba ako? Parang wala Parang hindi nila ako nakikita. Parang ganun. I felt that way. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. But the US kasi nung nag-interview ko dun sa mga employer na napag-interviewan ko nga, parang I felt like kailangan ka namin dito, ganito ang namin, ganito yung itsura namin, ganito yung magiging mo.
You felt like they were trying
Yeah,
to sell the US to you.
And one other factor is that fix kasi yung sa NHS Kahit paanong naging attributes mo, kahit paanong naging experience mo, kahit paanong naging level mo na, pagdating mo ng NHS, mag-start ka ng simula Yun ang para sa akin lang, ganun ang nangyari sa akin. Basic talaga. But when you apply for the US, kung anong itsura mo, kung anong dala mo, kung anong karga mo, kung anong experience mo, bayad yun lahat. Kinakount nila kung ano man yung kaya mong gawin. So parang ganun yung nila, anong ma-offer mo sa amin, ito ma-offer ko pabalik. Yun yung naging sa akin.
So you mean you felt more compensated?
I felt like mas
your
inviting.
skills.
In my opinion, mas inviting ang US versus the UK. Kasi sa UK lang, parang pakita mo lang na, ay ganito yung experience ko, okay, you're hired. That's it. I mean, wala na yung offer na walang ganun Parang hindi, parang lahat dadaan lang doon na parang you're going there as number. In my opinion. You're going there as number.
That's your
Not as a personal, not as a person. Parang ganun lang sa akin. Yun. So Sam, yun. What do you think? Naging mas inviting ba ang US sa pagpapakilala nila na ay come here versus the other countries I've been to? Kung hindi man UK lang.
I think it wasn't the US kind of actively advertising itself to me. It was more of my other family members who have been here.
Mm.
It was the people who experienced, who were telling their experiences,
Mm.
and I was seeing their lives getting better
Okay.
when they came here.
So same effect, parang ganun.
Parang ganun, it wasn't really, I didn't have any advertisement from the US na, pupunta ka dito, hindi naman. More of the people, the experiences of the people. It was more of a people advertising the US, not directly advertising,
Mm.
but it was their lives getting better that I kind of, parang maganda doon kasi
Nakikita mo
ganito
yung
yung
progress.
sinasahod nila, ganito yung, parang ganun na may mga bahay sila agad, a few years,
Mm.
they have their own cars, they have their own houses,
Mm.
in a few years time, parang ganun, which is, hindi ko na-experience dun sa pinanggalingan ko.
Okay.
So, not really actively advertising. Parang
Alright.
ganun. Hindi,
More
talaga ako,
More on yung side,
nakita ko lang.
yung mga nasa background. I got you.
ganun.
So for ano naman, siguro magbigay ako ng specific na ano naman kay Sir John. Naka-apekto ba yung mga American movies? Sa'yo?
King Kong?
Para pumunta dito.
Okay, ito
Okay.
experience ko sa Amerika.
Oh.
When I was in high school, nakikinig na ako sa Voice of America.
Okay.
Oh.
Yan lang yung pinakikinggan ko. First na pinakikinggan. And then nagre-receive ako ng magazine from the US Embassy doon sa atin. Ng Voice of America din.
Mm.
So,
What year was this?
82,
Okay.
86 to
Alright.
86. Yeah, when I was in high school, I was listening. So, yun. Sabi ko, well, magaling magbenta sort of ang Amerika.
Mm.
And then mag-influence sila. I mean, it's not direct pero parang in a subtle way of like telling that America is better than other countries.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so yun. And then, but sad to say, napadpad ako sa UK. Sabi ko, ba't US yata yung nasa isip ko? Tapos napadpad na UK.
Yeah.
Eh, dito rin pala yung bagsak eh.
Yeah. Pero balik tayo dun sa tanong.
Yeah.
Naka-apekto ba
Naka-apekto?
yung kumbaga magbigay nga tayo ng specific na ano. Naka-apekto ba sa iyo kung ano yung mga napapanood mo, nakikita mo, nababasa mo
Na na-influence
na
ka.
para mag-decision na ay sige, okay ako diyan. Parang ganoon. Parang
Syempre. Kasi iba naman talaga yung like in terms of like, yung mga palabas talaga ng mga movies ng Amerika. Iba naman talaga yung gawa ng Amerika. Saka syempre yung UK ganun din. Maganda sila kung baga not predictable.
Yeah.
Unlike sa atin na trailer pa lang, alam natin yung story huwag ka nang manood. Yung gano'n. Sad to say pero yun, yung may mga twist sila na magaganda na, pero yun nga, dun sa movies pa lang nila, may underlying tone na dun na, okay, we're
you wanna be a part of
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Parang ganoon. Siguro naman kay Alex naman balita rin naman natin. Sa tingin mo yung mga nakita mo, napanood mo, or yung mga narinig mo tungkol sa Amerika, nagkatotoo ba na nandito ka na?
I don't know, but if I need to compare both of the countries when I was interviewed for a job.
Yeah.
So I was interviewed in the UK, I was also interviewed here. I would say they're both welcoming, but when it comes to transparency, I would say UK is better because they are more accustomed on practicing duty of candor. I was told that I would be having 6 to 10 patients.
Yeah.
And when I came to the UK, that's the scene. Like I'm having 6 to 10 patients. Wales quite different in here. But I can say for everyone else because we have different experience here.
Yeah.
So during the interview for UK employer, they're really telling you what is there, what's in the table.
What's in,
Yeah.
Okay. So yun. So advantage
Pero,
ng...
when did you start applying for the US? It was in the Philippines pa, di ba?
Yes, I have some couple of interviews, like even before. So,
What made you apply then? What was your idea of the US?
well, they have better salaries and good
So you were
standard of
enticed.
living.
You were enticed by that.
Was it prior to, let me just cut you. Was it prior to deciding that you
UK.
wanted to go to the UK?
The UK was just an accident
Aside.
for him. So
Yeah, it's just a side trip for
He
me.
was
Yeah.
in
It's
Dubai.
just a side trip for me. But
Definitely his target was the US, di ba?
yes, but in terms of you were saying about the interviews earlier, right? That's
Yeah,
why
yeah, yeah.
it's-
It's
So they're more transparent compared when I was interviewed here.
Mhm.
That's the comparison that I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you were asking me what was my base before why I came here, is it because of the advertisement and all that stuff? I would say yes as well, because we've been under influence of American, so most of our shows are like American, and like I want to see what's in America.
Yeah, British even say that even my accent is like an American accent, not the British one.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we like the movies that we watch.
So yeah. So kung pagbebenta mas magaling siguro ang America, should we say?
Yeah, because
Yes.
there's,
Mas magaling
there's
sila
even
magbenta.
a phrase that we call the American dream. And
Gotcha.
everyone knows,
Once.
most of us knows what the American dream is.
Gotcha.
So it's like, pag yun palang phrase na yun, I mean, where did we get that?
It's the land of
It's
milk
something
and honey.
that's been, you know,
Yeah,
ingrained
yeah, pang-
to people na when you get to America, everything is possible. You can be, you know, alam mo yan. So everyone's having the American dream. Blah, blah.
Okay. Alrighty. So yun, so let's move on to another factor. It says here, yun, eto na naman, babalik na naman tayo sa topic na to. Would you think America would have better, America got better healthcare, or was it the US?
UK.
Oh, the UK, sorry. Was it the UK, US? Alin yung mas maganda? Alin yung mas beneficial? Alin yung sa tingin mo, kung halimbawa ikaw yung patient, saan ka magpapa-admit? A UK hospital or a US hospital?
Sa experience ko, UK.
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 Or is it easy, I mean, is it early to say?
I mean, definitely UK.
No, dito,
I mean,
dito kasi, ang alam, it's false belief na since nagbabayad tayo ng insurance, we can be seen by the doctor right there and then.
Yeah.
So, which is in reality, parang pareho lang pala sa UK na libre.
yeah.
Yung ganon yung pakiramdam ko. Kasi na-admit na yung anak ko one time, tapos dumating kami doon, ang tagal-tagal ng hintay namin, umabot ng 4 hours,
Sa
6
A&E.
hours sa A&E. Ganon din yung asawa ko, nang pumunta dito, umabot din siya ng mga 6 hours. Sabi ko, what's the difference sa UK at saka sa US?
Yeah.
Eh dito nagbabayad tayo ng ganung kalaki ng insurance. Eh,
insurance.
ganon din pala. Akala ko mabilis din yung service kasi ganon.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to have a faster service, go to Well Now.
Yeah.
I mean, kung siguro kung may ano ka, may private insurance ka sa UK, mas mabilis pa siguro doon. Kung may insurance ka doon na binabayaran mo privately.
Ang saang mga nakita ko kasi sa UK is the acute intensive care.
Aha.
So, doon ako nagulat na if they have an MI, they can go to the cath lab, they can go to a bypass surgery. If I have a stroke, they can go open the brain, like angiograms for free, everything
It's
will
not
be
based on
done.
money.
It's like CT scans, MRIs. Kasi ang laki nung bagay na like you have to have this amount of money para magawa yung mga ganitong procedures.
Yeah.
But then there, I just see it spontaneously happening in a 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
Pwedeng ma-operahan yung pasyente ko sa neurotheaters. Babalik siya sa akin. Alam mo yun, tapos ma-reopen siya, ibabalik namin siya sa theaters. I mean, grabe.
Alam mo, may ano pa. Kasi nagtatrabaho ako doon sa ward ng private na ward.
Mm.
Okay. So, ang nangyayari is, like may cancer patient kami.
Mm.
So, may insurance siya, private insurance. Kasi private ward kami ng NHS na may wing siya ng private.
Private.
Okay?
Okay.
Yun may isang floor kami ng private donated by Sainsbury, yung may-ari ng store. So, ang nangyayari sa kanya is parang sa tagal-tagal niyang naging pasyente, parang nag-refuse na ng insurance sa kanya.
Yeah.
Kasi parang sort of naubos na yung insurance niya na he privately contributed. So ang ginawa, kinonvert siya na NHS patient.
I see.
Which is the same.
Which is the same.
Same.
Yeah, the same. He's getting a very expensive antibiotic na tagwa 1,000 pounds
Yeah.
yung 10 vials na yun.
Mm.
Sabi ko, my God, how can I afford this? Sabi na, kasi daw, broad spectrum na ito yung pinakabago na antibiotic, the whole world na we're using it. Sabi ko, ha? Ito, 1,000 pounds to? So pag ninakaw ko to, ganun yung presyo. Sabi niya, kasi usap kami dun sa pharmacy. Yeah, ganun ka. Sabi ko, kung sa Pilipinas, mamamatay tayo. It's so expensive that we cannot afford. Every week yun. Ganun siya.
At saka sa UK ka lang makakita na pag discharge yan, I have to make sure that the discharge is safe. That at home, if she's living alone, what are the supports that she
Guards,
needs?
safeguarding.
Diba?
Yeah.
I have the community nurse, I will be endorsing them to the community nurse. Kailangan niya ng oxygen sa bahay, they will set up oxygen at their homes. If they need like mobility like kung naka-wheelchair siya, may second floor, they will put a lift to the ganun ka level yung yung care ng UK. Tsaka ang mga na-admit namin, may aso siya sa bahay.
Yeah.
It's my problem. As the nurse, I have to call the police, and then the police will go to their house because the pet is alone at home. Hindi ako nagki-care na, pasyente kita. I only care about your breathing, airway, and everything. I care about your family. I care about your pets. I care about everything. Like the patient.
Yung community niya, di ba?
Which is so amazing. Yun ang ko Pagdating naman sa care sa UK, ako sa mga personal experience ko, ibang level siya. To the highest level talaga. Lahat ng aspeto mo mostly. If you need an imam, if you need a translator, they will have a translator for you.
It's all provided.
Kailangan mo ng minister, kailangan mo and then juka, or you will have kosher food.
Kosher food.
You know, like,
Yeah.
you're a vegetarian, we will everything that you know. Para sa akin, no?
Yeah. Have you ever been hospitalized
No.
yourself? How about
But
you, Sir John?
I have been a nurse.
Hospitalized. yung
Like you need
yung
any service.
yung mata.
Yung hospital.
Yung
yeah,
sa
yeah,
mata
yeah.
ko. So siguro kung sa ibang bansa, so sa atin yun, naku, Diyos,
Yeah.
mahal.
Di ba? Oh. Si Alex, mo?
Oh, Alex, how was your experience? I mean, would you rather be in a UK facility or the US?
Well, if I'm poor, I'm just kidding. During the pandemic, I spent 15 days in the hospital, like 5 days in ICU.
ICU?
Yeah,
Yes.
ICU.
Intubated yan?
Not
Hindi
intubated.
naman.
And then I was discharged without
CPAP.
paying anything.
In the brain.
Like zero. I didn't pay anything.
Mm.
So that alone actually answered the question.
Oh, that was...
Which
ano yung
hospital you're
CPAP
going?
machine?
It's yan.
So I'll go for UK, I guess.
Alam ko yun.
Okay.
Hindi na
So-
percentage yun pag sa CPAP machine.
So yeah, it says here, some people migrate to access affordable healthcare, and several nations offer free healthcare to their citizens. Obviously, nag-apply sa UK, sa US, not so much. So, situation kasi natin dito, we have to, it's either from the employer, they would provide you, like a part of that, a large chunk of that, they're gonna pay for your health insurance or whatnot. Sa experience ko naman, I tend to have some delays. Yung nga rin, hindi ko rin actually in-expect para sa tayo, Sir John. Hindi ko in-expect na ganun pala din dito.
Katagal.
Because up until now, I haven't got my primary care physician. We haven't got a pediatrician for my daughters. And yung appointments, hindi naman ganun ka-delay. Hindi ko naman masasabing ganun ka-delay. Kanya nga lang, hindi ko in-expect na may ano rin pala, may delay din pala. Akala ko kagaya nung sa Pilipinas kasi I'm only basing this because of my HMO experience in the Philippines. Whenever you got something, go to a part of the hospital for urgent needs and stuff. They'll be able to do that. Scans or whatnot, X-ray, basta meron kang card yan, bigay mo. Wala ka namang wala ka namang babayaran. Siguro pa, may I don't know, I can't remember if I did any copay or whatnot, but ganun yung mindsetting ko. Ganun yung nasa isip ko na, kasi doon na nakabase yung ano ko HMO, kumaga naka-HMO ako, malamang-lamang sa US, ganun din. But when I came here, parang, parang naano ako doon, na caught off guard ako na, hindi pala ganun din kaayos siya.
Kasi doon sa Pilipinas, pera ka, ang bilis, no?
Yeah. So, yun
Dito kasi, lahat tayo naka-insurance. So, anong kinaiba mo?
Yeah.
Sa Pilipinas kasi, pag may HMO ka, ibang level ka, alik ka dito. Talagay ka namin sa suite kasi bayad lahat yun.
Bayad lahat yun, no?
But here, we're all
Kaya
the
lahat.
same. We're all paying members of the society. So, it's just me.
Or is it because we came to this country on the wrong timing, probably? Would you say that's the case, or?
No. I mean, sad to say doon sa mga taga-UK, ngayon, with that situation na hindi ko naman na-foresee na ganito mangyayari sa kanila. Parang, sorry, pero I think we're lucky na umalis tayo doon. Kasi hindi ko maisip ngayon na I don't know kung magkano na kaya yung rental ng apartment namin. Na I don't know kung ma-afford pa namin yun. Na ganun kaliit yung sahod namin doon. Tapos yung presyo ng gasolina at saka yung mga bilihin. I don't know kung paano makaka-survive.
Sa bills, lalo na yung bills. Yun.
Sa bills
Kuryente?
doon. Yung kuryente, number 1 yun. Pagkataas-taas.
Kailangan yung subsidize ng government, lalo na yung sa mga
Kasi
heating,
winter na ngayon.
sa gas, kailangan yung subsidize ng government kasi masyadong mahal.
Sorry to cut you. Mapabalik lang tayo din sa healthcare nga. Naalala ko lang kasi there are instances wherein talagang first hand talaga to na experience ko. I tend to have some patients na their condition has gone worse because of the delays.
Dito,
Sa UK.
sa UK.
I see.
So I previously worked in an ophthalmology outpatient theater, both theater and the ward. Like yung mga assessments and stuff. Meron doon na mga bulag na hanggang that point in time na pumunta siya sa office, wala. Talagang hindi siya nakita ng doctor. Those kind of instances yung mga nagiging parang alam mo yung sa akin na parang
Hindi siya pumunta ng emergency ward? Department?
hindi kasi ganito nga nangyari. Parang parang naka-queue ka as elective.
Yeah.
Parang gano'n, naka-queue ka as elective. And because of the delays nga, hindi nga nila magawa. So parang nangyayari, nagagawa man nila, oo, pero way beyond na dun sa time frame na dapat nagawa yun.
Yung parang may regular sana siyang...
Yeah. So it didn't
Ano ba
happen.
yan? Like glaucoma? Surgery?
If I remember correctly, yes, may glaucoma siya.
Kasi
Pero may tear siya at the back of the eye na parang suddenly nag-progress.
So that's an emergency then?
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is that it should have been better.
Prevented.
Yeah. It should have been prevented if they could have been timely in terms of seeing these patients.
Yeah.
And yung mga ganung mga instances talaga yung nagbibigay sa akin ng parang apoy para sabihin na the NHS is not for me. Sa experience ko pero yun nga, sa ano naman yun, sa ibang patients yun. But you saying sa ITU, no, it doesn't happen. Because they tend to go there urgently. You're gonna have, so depende rin siguro sa sense of urgency kung sino talaga yung pinoprioritize nila. Kasi pakiramdam ko, ang UK kasi, ako lang naman siguro pakiramdam ko ang UK in terms of prevention, hindi sila ganun kagaling Hindi sila ganun kagaling sa health promotion. Para sa akin lang naman. Hindi ko alam kung paras ang ano nyo. Hindi sila focus doon. Pero ang galing nila sa sa treatment, ang galing nila sa rehab.
Research.
Masasabi ko, ang galing nila sa treatment sa rehab. Pero kumbaga, it could have been prevented kung magaling silang mag-disseminate ng information. I felt like that way. I don't know. I just felt like that way. Because the only time the only reason why I'm saying this because some patients there, they don't even know what diet they're not allowed to eat. Like, ano ba, diabetic. What are they eating? Still sweets. They got high cholesterol. What are they eating? Same thing. Same, oily, fatty foods. Parang hindi ganun ka you got asthma, you got whatever condition, you're still smoking. I felt like hindi sila ganung engaging, hindi ganung ay ganito dapat yung gagawin. Hindi parang na-focus sila para sa ano naman, na-focus sila dun sa sa treatment sa kung ano pero late na in a way para sa akin. So yun yung naging nakikita ko sa NHS nung time na nandun ako. So yun. But obviously you got different experiences pagdating sa healthcare ng UK. Sa US yun, delay para sa akin, delay is hindi ko in-expect yun. Yun yung nakuha ko dun. Alrighty. So let's go to the next factor. It says be closer to nature. Be closer to nature. Ang Syracuse ba masasabi mo ba na mas malapit ka sa nature as opposed to being in Brighton?
I don't know if parang same lang din kasi dinadayo pa rin naman yung pero madami sila ding mga national parks dito, state parks.
Yeah.
Pwede mong puntahan, mga mountainous kasi nandito tayo sa lakes and mountains yung
Yeah.
mga meron tayo, so
In terms lang siguro of travel time, no?
Pero hindi
Ang
man-
layo dito ng mga...
ang lalayo.
Oo, ang lalayo ng magagandang pupuntahan. Doon, kasi maliit lang tayo ng country compared dito. So, at least kung gusto mong pupunta doon sa mga nature na mas madaling puntahan.
But would
Dito.
you say that's one of the primary reasons? Would you say? Hindi naman siguro.
Hindi.
To be closer to nature. Alex, anong mo? Opinion mo? Are you closer to nature here in the US rather than...
Shall we pause?
I think it's still going. I think. Hold on.
Tagalog National Park here, but I think it's the same. Only problem is how to access those natures. I mean, in UK they have really efficient transportation. You don't need to have a car.
Mhm.
In here, you need a car to access those parks.
Let me just check the phone real quick. Sorry.
Okay, I was still recording. Can I go to?
Yeah, it's still leaving. Yeah, probably siguro last na medyo humaba lang yung natin yung naging interview. Last na talaga to, pwede na tayong mag-end siguro. Ang last na question na natin, are we seeking for change or adventure? That's why we went to the US. Are you agreeing or disagreeing? Are you seeking for change or adventure? Should that be one of the reasons why you went here?
I would say a bit yes, because it made me curious of what's in the US. I hear about it, I watch about it, but I haven't really had a first-hand experience about what's in the US. So I was like, I think I would like to cross out that what if in my life. What if I went?
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, that's what I told Alex as well when it came. So I think I want to go there, just to say nakapunta tayo. But that's why I kept the citizenship in the UK as well. That if it doesn't work for us,
Have a fallback.
then we will have a fallback.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one I think for me.
To Sir John,
Yeah.
would it be?
Adventure and
Adventure talaga.
Are you seeking for change?
yeah,
That's why.
I think
Naging
both.
part.
Yeah, both. Because we have, especially for, but yeah, for the children, for the future of the sa mga bata. Yun. So,
Oo, tsaka ang daming mga nababasa. Di ba alam mo yung daming mga parks, daming like, what does New York look like? What is, di ba? Mga ganun.
so
Adventure.
sabi ko naman sa kanila, pag like matatapos kayo ng magka-college na kayo, kung gusto niyo mag-aral dun sa UK ulit para mag-college, so balik lang kayo.
Up to you na.
They're citizens. Yeah.
You're citizens anyway.
To Alex. Yung ito na yung bumalik na tayo sa ano. Ito ba yung what if na ano mo? Gusto mong sagutin kaya pumunta ka ng US?
Yeah, I'm just really satisfying my curiosity. Basically satisfying my curiosity. And at the same time, it works. Then looking for a place where to settle at my age. Like, you know, I've been moving
A lot.
yeah, from the Middle East, from the UK, and then here. I don't want to move again.
I see.
So,
Time to
Yes.
settled.
It's time to settle and get rich in a
Yes.
place.
Ito na yung ano, siguro pantapos na ano. Sagutin na natin na maiksi.
Yes.
Are you staying in the US or are you still thinking of coming back to the UK? Mabilis na lang.
I think too early for me, but as for now, I'm gonna stay.
Alright.
Staying?
You're staying. And Alex?
I have my reservations. Salary-wise, I would stay here because the salary here is really more lucrative than in UK. But if you guys want a laid-back life, I would say UK. But for now, like, I need money, so I'm gonna stay.
Ayun. So, ayun. Thank you sa lahat ng ano. Kung nandiyan pa kayo, sana ano, may natutunan kayo dun sa mga na-share namin na experience namin. Sana may makapulot na kung ano man yung mga dapat mapulot. Kung may manasabi man kami na hurtful sa inyo, pasensya na. Di namin, talagang yun yung ano namin eh. Yun talaga yung gusto namin sabihin. Sana wag nyo rin masamain kung nakasakit man kami. We really are being honest. Naging transparent lang din kami. Ito yung experience namin. Coming from the UK to the US. Yun lang, last ko na statement siguro, magstay ako ng US definitely because I jeopardized my UK journey anyway. Like, I felt
Jeopardized!
I just felt like I didn't go 100% when I was in the UK. Because I felt like
200% na.
hindi eh.
Yung work mo, 200%.
Yung pag ano ko ng ano, yung pag-attain ko ng ano, ng goal ko na sa pera para siguro ma-support yung but then again yung career ko para mag-boom, para mag-ano, alam mo yun, para mag-aral, parang hindi eh. But when I came here to the US, it's a totally different story. Like I'm 100%. Like boom, boom, boom. Ayan.
You're staying in Lafayette.
Yeah, I'm staying in Lafayette.
He's staying in Lafayette.
Yeah. Ayan, thank you guys. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yay!
It's a wrap.
I need to go to the toilet. Char.
Dapat pasawarin tayo ni Uncle Sam dito ah.
Ay, ako muna.
Pucha, binenta natin ng ano ah.
America?
Kain na. Bayan, Char.
Kain ulit.
Magpainit ka.
Tinutuo?
Nag-snow daw. Uy, nag-snow daw.
It flurries?
Yata.
Let it go!
Naka-off kasi yung mga bata kagabi. Naka-off ka na ba, Jay? Jay, naka-off ka na?
I'm still live, I don't know why.
Nag-snow. Siya.
Nag-snow ba?
Wala, tunaw agad. Wala.
Wala, hindi masyadong
Manipis
malamig
pa.
eh. Manipis pa. It won't.
So, Jan, ilang ilang minutes ang biyahe mo?
Balisik.
Kumain mo na ulit kayo.
Liverpool.
Liverpool? Alam mo may kwento yung Liverpool eh.